Okay, now we're going to do the next step, which is to write, you can see here in the manual, we're going to write the telephone numbers of the school and the address of the school. But this is on the left-hand side and this is on the right-hand side, and there's a long and a long or short way to do it. So I'm going to show you the short way. I'll just show you how to do this first line and you can apply it to the rest. So the first line starts with the word inquiries, but you can see our cursor is flashing in the middle. Okay, it's flashing in the middle here, and I need to move it to the left-hand side of the screen. And how do we do that? We go to the top here and click on Align Left. And as soon as I do that, it jumps to the left-hand side. So I'm quickly going to type the word inquiries. So capital E-N-Q, inquiries. And then you can see in your manual next to it, there's a semicolon. Now, if you look on your keyboard here, there's a semicolon and there's a, I don't know what it's called, but we don't want this bottom one. We want the top one. Anytime you want something that's at the top of the key on the keyboard, you have to push Shift. So I'm going to hold down Shift and I'm going to push the semicolon. And you can see it's appeared on the screen there. Okay, so now I need to go to the right-hand side of the screen. I can't use the Align Right button because if I click on it at the top of the screen, it moves inquiries to the right-hand side. And I don't want inquiries on the right-hand side. I need it on the left. And so what you can do is you can either use the space bar on the keyboard over here, but that'll take you a really long time. You're going to have to click it many, many times. A faster thing to do is to use the Tab key over here. It's on the left-hand side of the keyboard, and it makes big jumps. So if we look at the screen, I'll press the Tab key, and you can see how the flashing line jumps. You can see it jumps in big steps across the screen. And I'm going to get to the right-hand side, and I'm now going to type Skeen Primary School. Oh, yeah. So that's how you get it on both sides of the screen. So you can carry on doing that for the rest of the heading, and then finish the rest of the document. One thing I just wanted to show you is to make sure everyone knows how to put in bullet points, because you can see in your menu here that you've got to do bullet points of things that the parents have to bring to the school. And it's very easy.
What a bullet is.
So a bullet is just this dot over here, and it's when you're using a list of things. It helps you, and sometimes you don't just have a dot. You can have different shapes, or you can have different numbers or letters. You can have A, B, C, D. So let's just show you quickly how to insert those. So the line is flashing over here, and I don't want to put the bullet point there. I want to put it underneath, so I push Enter on the keyboard, and I'm going to push Enter one more time just to give us space, because I'm showing you. Let's go down a little bit. Okay, so how do I get a bullet point? You should have seen already. You go to find this icon up here. It's the one, let me focus in here, that has the dot. So if I put my mouse over it, it says bullets. This one is numbers. This one is shapes. So let's click on it once, and you can see that on the screen here, a bullet has appeared. And the first thing on my list says ID copies. Copies for both parents. Okay, now I want to go to the next line. I push Enter, and you can see it's automatically given you another dot. So you can type out that whole list. The last thing on that list says proof of residence, of address. Let me type that. And I click Enter, and it's given me another bullet point. But I don't need that. I need to finish off my letter. There's multiple things you can do. Either click Backspace on the keyboard over here, and it'll delete it. So let me show you how it works. If I click Backspace, it disappears. Or I'm just going to click Undo quickly. You can actually just push Enter, and it disappears. So those are your two options.
Go down one line.
It does move down a little bit. So it's your choice if you want to create a bigger space. If you don't want to create a bigger space, then I recommend you push the Backspace on the keyboard. So yeah, that's how you create a list. So good luck with your letters.